First time I read the script, honestly, I thought it was like a piece by itself, no? So I thought that you could publish this, so you can never make this movie, and this is still something with a lot of value, just like a book. And then, honestly, I think like this movie just can't be done. Like, how? And I even start thinking like CGI situations. I don't know, like faking it. Yeah. But then everything, everything was for real. Everything was like right there.
I mean, Damien chose to shoot it on film. He wanted to do it. We used to make films with not relying on computer-generated images, but to have 7 extras in the back and the explosions going off while the sun's going down. 700, did I say 7?
7.
Wow!
And in one scene, we had 7.
And that's what makes this the epic that it is. 7 extras in the back, which you never see. Now, it was like the big war scene and the sun going down and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, back to when you first read the script.
When I first read the script, it was similar to these two gentlemen. It was really ambitious and it seemed larger than life, and I was just really excited to have an opportunity to audition for it. Because as the cast was coming together, I was like, I really need to be a part of this. So it was really cool to get to, manifest it and it happened.
Beautiful.
Oh, I had plans. What do you mean? I can't be a clown all the time, man.
I remember thinking what Diego said was, how are they going to make this? First of all, it's going to be X-rated, so no one else will be able to come and see it. And secondly, it just seemed it couldn't be done.
Yeah, it had this wild Fellini-esque quality to it that was really intriguing to me, not being a part of. And it was 180 pages, which normally it's hard enough to jam 120 pages into a film. And so my first question was, this thing's great, but what's getting cut? And he said, nothing. I'm going to pace this thing, at a minute a page. And he did. And you look at it, I think it's something, again, I haven't been a part of, why the shots are so rich and full of things happening, and it's quite extraordinary. And that's you see it certainly in the first 30 minutes, which is just the opening party scene.
Like before, I never read the script before that someone I already admire, Like all the scripts I read before, like in my career, it's like or new directors or people that I never worked with, or sometimes I saw a movie before, but reading a script, like already putting like, okay, this is a Damien Chazelle's movie, into the reading. That was something new. I just realized that, but it never happened to me before. That was cool.
That is cool. I kind of have a sense if I read a script that I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I think I know how I'd deliver that line, or yeah, I know how I'll get a handle on that or that aspect of the character. This script, I was like, the rattlesnake thing, I have no idea what I'm going to do, and the projectile vomiting, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I don't know how to pull that off.
Which she did like a veteran, so go figure.
But it's true, because you read a script like through the lens of this is a Damien Chazelle film, and then that's so quickly followed by a gorgeous scene that Jean and Brad have together. And it's very highbrow kind of writing, and right before it, I'm projectile vomiting on people. So I was like, how do I do it? I mean, I know how I'd do this if this was a straightforward comedy right now, but how do I do it and let it still exist in a film that is elevated and cinematic, and it has to be so absurd, and it also has to remain elevated in this kind of like cinematic space. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, it was fun though.
But you did.
You did it.
Absolutely.
You did.
Yeah, we did it. It was fun. It was very fun.
I think I felt a little bit, I was very nervous with our snake fight scene because I don't know how you kept a straight face when when you laid there so still.
It's because she was a popsicle. It was so cold.
I'd frozen over at that point.
And then Damien just kept saying, suck harder. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. And all I could think about was
the worst direction I've ever received. Suck harder.
But I just wanted to be kind of telepathically communicating with you because you had your eyes closed, and I really wanted to just say, I'm so sorry, Mark. I'm so sorry. And I just didn't,
Well, also, didn't you say that it was the stickiness on our stack? As soon as they pulled the snake off, all the sticky stuff got covered in sand.
Well, because
she was covered in sand.
We had so much sand in our mouths as well. That was.
And then if I were to give you an honest answer to how kissing Margot was, it was
gritty.
Gritty.
Yeah, it was gritty.
Really.
I've heard that before. Always film scenes that end up getting lost in the editing room or getting taken out because what works in the trajectory of telling the story. So that's not uncommon. I was more surprised at how much he was able to get
in
the film, in this big epic. I don't know how you wrangle it all. I've never quite seen it, and everyone here, has their own storyline in it, which is something I really, really appreciate. Instead of just everyone supporting one person as a story. So
That's true.
He's pretty special, I gotta say. That Damien Chazelle, he's pretty special.
Toby's performance there is like
so good.
and on person it was creepy, but also like I watched the movie and I was like, whoa, like I don't know.
Oh, Toby?
And he looked like he's
Oh,
so
scary.
so
So scary.
Yeah.
That was dark. I came to visit that day. That was dark.
That was weird.
I visit too.
Yeah.
Intense. Like that first party sequence was really like after each
It was
take, all of the
amazing
background
how
artists were like
organized
partying.
that was, especially when you had so many extras who were just encouraged to kind of, take your clothes off and go crazy. That they were, they were pros, and they had to do it a lot of times.
And it was both. It was a super tight ship, and they Damien storyboarded the entire film. Like it wasn't like a let's find it on the day situation, but he would leave room to find it on the day. If something came up or a particular set or whatever, he would kind of be like, go nuts. I mean, we had a scene one time where it was like, you know what, this room is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Play in it, instead of doing the 3 lines we meant to do. And so things like that would come up, and that was really great. But yeah, it was chaos and it was madness, but he's a super specific filmmaker at the same time.
I like how you described, when we were making we were trying to get the shot at sunset when everything's, with movie within a movie.
I mean, that's like one of my favorite. I came to visit set that day because I was like, this is something I just have to witness, even though I'm not in the scene. And I believe it was Diego's first shooting day on set, and it's Manny's first day on a film set. And it is it's something I'll never forget till the day I die, was that day. And I wrote it down. I should read it to you guys after this is all done, whatever. But I wrote it all down, like, today I went to set. It was the best day of my life, and blah, 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 blah. And I described all of it. But it was just so art imitating life in the craziest way that I don't know if we'll ever witness again, and on a scale that we'll never witness again. You had 700 extras who were playing extras that were picked up from Skid Row and given swords and told to do a battle sequence for a free lunch. You've got Spike Jonze being like Otto the director. You've got Damien directing Spike. You've got Brad being Jack Conrad, the massive movie star who's got this epic kiss with explosions in the background, and everyone's trying to get this, and you got Diego's character Manny racing in with the camera to catch it before we lose the light. And all of this is happening while an orchestra is playing the mood music, and everyone's explosions are going off, and everyone was sitting there with like bated breath, filming a crew sitting there with bated breath, and the director, Spike, says, cut. We got it. And then they all run in and they cheer, and then we were watching, and Damien says, cut. We got it. And then we all ran in and cheered, and it was just the greatest.
Yeah, for all the madness of filmmaking, this scene captures that other thing, that magic that happens in scenes that you can only, you couldn't plan for. It just happens. And when you hit those moments, it's such a high. It's just a high.
We're so lucky we get to be on set and have movie magic moments and witness it firsthand. But it's like, if I could give that to everyone in the world, I would. I was like, I wish you knew what that felt like. And in Babylon, you're going to watch that and you get that. You get that moment. You're in it. You're totally there with everyone, and you feel what it feels like to get that movie magic moment captured.